There's two types of dampening materials that are commonly used in the automotive industry. The first one is a bitumen-based sheet, which has been used for decades. It's usually hot melted on the production line. The problem with bitumen is that it's stiff, it's rigid. You can see here this one hasn't effectively been stuck on and it's effectively not doing much. The alternate, and what a lot of manufacturers have switched to these days, is a butyl-based sheet. And the advantage, particularly for us DIY guys in the, aftermarket, the product's flexible, that you can fold and form and stick it into all sorts of shapes. The other advantage with butyl-based dampeners are they don't have an adhesive layer. The actual base material itself is sticky, which means that if you stick it down on your sheet metal, you can be assured that water's not going to get under it and break down an adhesive layer and then give you issues with rust. There are alternatives out there that do use adhesive layers, but like masking tape, it's going to break down over time and you're at risk of getting moisture and build up underneath of it.
Yep.
So if you do need to remove either one of these products, the bitumen one, you can apply heat to try and delaminate it. It's going to leave a mess, or you can get a hammer and a chisel and you can try and chisel it off, which is what we've done here. It's going to take you some time and you're not going to enjoy it. We commonly get asked with the butyl-based dampeners, can they be removed? Are they impossible to remove? Now, there's no comparison here to a window sealant. A window sealant is usually a polyurethane glue, which is designed to stick. This product is designed to stick, but with a bit of elbow grease, you will get it off. So I'll give you a demonstration here. So the advantage of it having an aluminium layer on the top really gives you something to pull. So you will get it off, as you can see here. You will be able to peel it off. So if you do need to do a repair on your car, which most panel shops will be able to tell you, it can be removed. You don't need dry ice. There's a bit of a myth going around about that, but you will be able to peel it off and do your repair and then replace it. Our stage 1 sound deadeners available in 4 different finishes. You've got our standard silver here, our black label, and then we've also got an OEM black and an OEM silver, which don't have any branding on them. For some people, the product's going to be visual and they don't want it to be seen, or they want it to fall away to a factory finish, so that's where those ones are handy. So the 1.8 square metre kit we got here, which is one box, is enough to do from the front seat rails to the top of the firewall on a medium-sized car. So we're going to get stuck into it. We're going to apply the silver from here up as high as we can get. So the first thing you're going to want to do is clean down your sheet metal or the surface you're sticking to. We've already wiped this down with a wax and grease remover, so it's clean, dust-free, ready to go. A couple of essentials you're going to want is this application roller. We've got an install kit which gives a utility knife and some foil tape. I'll show you where the foil tape comes in handy, but the roller is going to be your best tool for the job. You're also going to want some scissors that's going to allow you to cut up some sheets. So let's get stuck into it. So to give you an idea on how the dampening sheets are going to work, this flat section of the floor pan, we've got a sheet on, and then over here we don't. So if we tap on the area that doesn't, you can hear it's pretty thin and you can hear some reverberation come through. Over here, it's a single solid thud. Typically under here you'll have an exhaust path, which you might have a muffler around there. You'll still have mechanical noise that can come up. By doing this, we've taken out any resonance or vibration that's going to come through the sheet metal to give you, noise pollution in the cabin. So what you want to make sure of when you put this down, and you can see I've been leaning into it pretty hard to get it into all these shapes, if it's not stuck down effectively, it's not absorbing the energy through the sheet metal. So another thing to take note of here, see we've got a hole here, and manufacturers actually use this these days in place of rubber grommets, where this will be exposed to water, but since the butyl doesn't have an adhesive layer, the splash of water isn't going to break it down and get between it. So we're going to stick this one straight in here, and just take note, I'm forcing it in and I'm making sure that it is stuck well. So we'll just peel it back off. I've already made a template, cut it to shape. You can overlap it. It doesn't really matter if you butt it together or overlap it, as long as you've got coverage. So you can see here all these concave shapes. If you just start working it in, use the base of the roller, and you can push it in. The actual roll is good for the flat areas, but you'll find anywhere that's got a concave shape, you can just stretch it. It's really pliable. It doesn't require heat. So the misconception with heat comes from back in the day when manufacturers used bitumen and you needed the heat to soften it. The butyl, the advantage with the butyl is it's flexible. Okay, so now you've got your sand deadener all applied. There's a couple of areas where I've pierced through, or you've got a bit of bleed here, which you'll see the overlap in the mats. It's not a problem for the product, but if guys are doing a restoration, they want to get in and continuously work, you'll find that you'll kneel on this and it's going to stick to your clothing or to your skin and just be messy. So we've got an aluminium tape, which you can just tape over the joints with. So we'll peel some of this off. You can just go straight over that area and it'll pretty much make a seamless finish for you that you can keep working in here. Any dust and grease you can get, you can wipe out, knowing that this is all sealed. You're not going to contaminate your mats. It also makes it look like a professional job.